If you were to ask me to read a visual novel a couple of years ago, I probably would have looked at you pretty funny and told you that you're dumb. But now that I'm getting deeper and deeper in the visual novel rabbit hole, I want to talk about it again. I guess I really started playing visual novels back when Doki Doki came out, and now that I look back at that game, I don't really like it. I think it's a bad representation of what visual novels actually are. And then I played Sakura Swim Club right after that, which was a really bad introduction to the medium. And then I played Katawa Shoujo, which I actually made a video about. That was roughly 2.5 years ago. And now we're in March of 2021, where I am burnt out on anime, video games, and fuck, even listening to music. How the fuck do you get burnt out on that? So, I looked at my Steam library one day and I'm like, hey, I have a bunch of visual novels. Let's buy a new one. And I was talking to a friend as I was doing this, and they were like, hey, you should really read the first chapter of Higurashi. It is free until the end of coronavirus. Now, I've talked to this friend a few times about the Higurashi anime. Not the new one, but the older one from, I think, 2007. And what he said is it's a really bad representation of what Higurashi is actually about, which, at the time, I wasn't buying it. I thought Higurashi was pretty good. So, naturally, I'm like, alright, fine, I'll read it. And, it started off the same. It was pretty slow. It was really getting you into the mood. And then I realized something, right? I've been playing this visual novel for 12 hours straight. That is something I've never really been able to do lately. Just sit down and enjoy a piece of media for a long, extended period of time. Generally, when I do that, that means I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. It's not like I have an urgency to get off what I'm doing. And that's the good thing. I really want to sit down and engage in a media. So after I realized that, I'm like, wait a minute. The Higurashi anime, right? 24 episodes for both the first half and the second half. 24 episodes roughly takes 8ish hours to finish. And I was already 12 hours in. I'm like, alright. In chapter 1, mind you, which is like one arc of the anime, I have experienced 12 hours of side conversations and banter between these characters that I really never really took a second look at. And I'm like, fuck, this is really good. And then I had an epiphany. Every visual novel anime adaptation, right? So stuff like Steins Gate, Chaos Head, Clannad, stuff like that I've experienced before, Rewrite, all of these shows that I either fucking hate to death or I love immensely. They have a visual novel, and I bet you the visual novel is far better than the anime, only due to the fact that a lot of them are time sinks, and you really sit down and you let yourself marinate with the characters. You really get yourself involved with them. And I'm like, alright, I have Steins Gate, I have Clannad. The one friend I was talking about earlier loves Chaos Head and Child. There might be truth to that. One of the visual novels I actually own is called The Fruit of Grisaya, and I watched a bit of the anime, but then I really never got back to it. So I'm like, alright, the time is now to get a fresh experience on a piece of media that I've been tainted with because I've watched the anime adaptation. Now, like I mentioned before, I have read other visual novels, but most of them aren't good, and the ones I have read, they were either memorable or I actually loved them. The one I forgot was actually called Lucy the Eternity That She Wished For, which was actually a recommendation from my Katawa Shoujo video. So now, I've been talking about visual novels for 4 minutes, and I've kind of just been rambling about them. And I guess I'm just really excited that I found something that I'm kind of passionate about. And I know I haven't really sunk my teeth into anything big yet, but I'm already done with chapter 3 of Higurashi, and I've played like 18 to 20 hours of Fruit of Grisaya, so I'm really hoping to finish those two up and really understand why visual novels are actually one of the best ways to consume media. And I say that because books usually have a well-rounded story and there's a lot of time put into it, and there's usually one or maybe two people writing the entire thing, right? Which is generally true for visual novels as well, unless if there's a big company behind it and there's multiple writers. But the point I'm trying to make is that books generally have a better story than their adaptations from book to movie or even book to TV show. And I bring that up because visual novels are basically books, but with the added aspect of a little bit of visuals, music, which is generally what can make a piece of media glimmer and shine and be really great. And also, I mean, that's really all you need, right? The fundamentals of a piece of media generally go like this, right? The backbone of that media is the story told within it. And then you can start to branch off. You can either go to visuals first, which generally don't have much of an impression without audio, because audio, you can there build up, like, let's say you're looking at a person moving. You need the movement sounds to make it, click in your brain that they're moving. And then once you have all three of those, you start to realize, hey, this is something that people can look at or listen to and be happy with what they got. And a lot of visual novels, I'm starting to realize this, actually have voice acting. A lot of them not in English, and that's probably for the better because I feel like the dubs for them would be pretty bad. But the Japanese voice acting for Higurashi and the Higurashi are really great. And especially in Higurashi, Keiichi is fucking phenomenal, and I love it when he fucking screams and shit. Not like, chaotically screaming, but like excitedly screaming about like a new idea he got during a game. So yeah, I just really wanted to make a video about this new medium that I found out, visual novels. Little did I think I would ever be playing one, but here I am, balls deep into two of them, and I'm really excited for what I will be experiencing within it. So I guess this video is like a shout out to visual novels, and I really hope people that look at them don't be like, yo, is that a hentai game? Fuck that shit. I hate people when they do that. Anyway, I've been rambling on for too long. I guess is the time where I shout out my shit. I have a Twitch channel where I rarely fucking stream due to schoolwork. If you want to follow that, don't expect anything, but hey, there it is. I also have a Twitter, which I'm more active on than anything. Fuck it, I even have a My Anime List page. And you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna throw my VNDB down there. Alright, good day everybody. I'm gonna go read 12 more hours of fucking Higurashi. I don't know.